Welcome, listeners, to this week's episode of Unexplained Legends. I'm Marshall Sullivan, and with me, as always, is
Dennis Dishwasher Len.
And together we are the Unexplained Legends. Dennis, you trailed to me earlier. You said, I've a bit of life drama that will be good for the podcast, and I think you've just tipped me off to some of it now.
I can't fake this. I can't fake the mood that I'm in. I can't put on this big performance and all this stuff, right? I've had a hell of a day.
Well, you know that when you're in a bad mood, I'm in a great mood. So
yeah, you do. You're in a great mood. This could get, sparks could fly in the wrong way in this podcast episode. But yeah, so this has a little bit of backstory to it, right? There has been a very compact dishwasher sitting in my kitchen for probably a month and a half at this stage. Okay. Yeah, right. So I got a gift of this dishwasher very kindly, right? Someone got this thing, delivered it, bang, here's the dishwasher. Right now, obviously I'm renting, so I have to install this in a certain way that won't make a difference. You know, you can't cut pipes or do any silly stuff like this. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, this is pretty straightforward. We just two pipes. You have a waste pipe and you have a water pipe. How hard could it be? But as with all these jobs, things go wrong, right? So I looked at it and I said, okay, I can't put this in. I'm really busy. And also, if I put it in wrong, I need to be in the house to make sure that it doesn't leak, right? Sounds fine. So then today, I was like, today's the day. Today's the day I put in the dishwasher. Holy mother of God, right? Now, I started off at probably, 10 o'clock doing this today, right? It's 7:30, or it's 7:45 now. I jumped on at 7:25, and I was after the dishwasher fiasco.
You didn't look happy when I hopped on the call.
I'm fucking... Do you know what, right? I actually contemplated not talking about this in case I started crying. Right? And I can't remember the last time I've done something wrong where it's made me want to cry, right? But anyway, so I started off today and I said, great, let's go. You're going to love this, by the way, right? You're going to love this. But the danger with this, if you take too much joy in this, which I want you to express yourself, I could fucking explode, right? I don't know where we'll go. Yeah, I could go insane, but it'll be good for the podcast.
We'll see.
Anyway.
We'll see. Will it?
Probably. I mean, longevity podcast, no. But anyway, right, so I start off today and I want to put the water onto the cold pipe. Now, the reason that I had not been doing this for so long is because the adapter that I was going to have to put onto this cold pipe was very hard to put on, and it was in a very awkward position, right? And then the hot pipe wasn't available because that was taken up by something else, right? I spent hours trying to figure out how to put...
Who was using hot pipe?
Listen for a second, okay, right. The cold pipe, I was like, I can't put in this Y-bend thing. This is not going to work, blah, blah. I was looking for ages, right? And then I said, where does this thing that's attached to the hot pipe go anyway, right? Because this had completely scuppered my plans. This is why I was delaying it for months. I followed this pipe. It went nowhere. It was just a straggly old pipe that was left in there. It went nowhere.
So you could have just been using that hot one the whole time?
Could have been doing it the whole time, right? No, I had bought stuff to do the cold one. And now I'm looking at the hot one, and I'm like, okay, great. Let's put on the cold, or let's put on the hot one. I unscrew the hot one. I put on the dishwasher stuff. Everything's working great. I turn on the dishwasher, and it goes error 1. I look up error 1. Error 1 is no water coming into the dishwasher. And so I'm like, okay, cool, no problem, right? So I have to say, okay, grand, let's have a look. I turn the valve that is underneath where the water is connected to the dishwasher. It breaks off.
Oh no.
So I'm like, okay, that's fine, it's just a plastic bit. So then I go and I get a little bit of pliers and I'm like, okay, I'll just twist that. I shear it off of the valve. Now there's a hole in the valve and water's coming out of it.
Oh,
right?
Sweet Jesus.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I just need to find out where the turn off the hot water is, right? I rip out the washing machine. It's not there. I go behind the boiler. It's not there. My kitchen is filling with water. It's not there. I go in everywhere. I'm searching the pipes. Can't find it anywhere. I eventually find it behind a painted piece of the wall that looks like wall, but it's actually timber and there's a screw in it. So it's like a jigsaw. Take it off. Go in, try to turn the thing, can't turn it, will not turn. For the life of me, I cannot fucking turn it.
Have you at this stage thought maybe you should be more relaxed in your turning? Given your last two turns have ripped.
But I'm shitting it because I'm like, if I can't get this open, it's done, right? So then there isn't too much water coming out of it, but there is, if I leave it there, right, it's going to have something filling it up. So I go to the shop, I come back and get a tool, it doesn't work, right? I go to the shop and get another tool, it doesn't work. I go the third time to the shop to a different shop to get a tool. I've gone 3 times. I come back, I eventually get it to turn and stop, right? Now, bear in mind, I've done nothing. All I've done is just stop something I've broken, right? I'm after going 3 times, sitting down there. This has gone on for hours and hours and hours. And then I open up the cupboard, and all the tools I bought are sitting there. They're already in the house, all of them.
Oh. You could have just used what you had.
And now my dishwasher is sitting in the kitchen floor and nothing's done. So that's how my day has been.
That sounds pretty good. Pretty good, Dennis, I'll be honest with you. Well,
how's your day been? How's the leg going?
My day has been tough too, man. Because I forgot to buy bananas.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
What is that for your breakfast, for your lunch, for your supper?
No, just a little treat, just like an additional treat. But I forgot to buy them, so I've been kind of in a bit of a foul mood as well myself.
I can understand it, yeah.
So one question, because we won't spend too long on this, because you will explode. Mm-hmm. But how long was the water coming out for? Like before you managed to actually turn off the valve?
An hour.
An hour?
Yeah, I'd say the people below me are like in pretty bad state.
And what you sheared off, right?
Yeah.
Is that stuff that was part of the integral to the apparatus of the dishwasher, or
it was part of a pipe connected onto a copper pipe, and as you know, copper pipes are very easy to work with. So I now have to replace that valve onto a copper pipe in a place where a mouse couldn't do couldn't plumb inside there. There's so little room.
So would you consider maybe plumbing this in the toilet?
The dishwasher.
Yeah, because I know that piping in toilets is usually like intentionally exposed somewhat, so it's easier to work on.
I would consider that, but you would have to have the dishwasher up on your lap when you're like going to the bathroom, because my bathroom is the size of a matchbox.
Has there been any research done as to whether that helps, let's say the digestive process?
I'd imagine it would, yeah, because you'd be so worried that like it's doing internal damage to you having the massive dishwasher on you that you'd want to go as quick as you can.
It sounds like it's sorted then, Dennis.
I guess I'll just put it in there.
Well, Dennis, I'm glad I helped you, right?
Thanks, Raj.
From one disastrous home to another, Dennis. Today, on today's episode, we're covering something called The Ghosts of Leap Castle.
Oh, okay. A little haunted one.
This is, let's say, you know me, I'm not a ghost man.
No.
I'm not a ghost man, but I'll tell you, right, that this one actually had me.
What, spooked, or you believe it, or what?
It had me spooked. It did have me kind of believing some of it.
For the people who may just be joining us, do you believe in ghosts? I can't remember.
Jury's out on ghosts. Some of them I think are more believable than others. Generally UFOs, it's like open shut for me. They're real. Not all of them, but like a good 90% of them are real. Ghosts, I'm torn on ghosts, but then heaven is real. Heaven and hell are real.
I say extension end of heaven and hell, probably ghosts.
I don't know. Real. I'm not sold on that. I think maybe for me, it's not that I'm saying that ghosts don't exist, but what it is for me is that I think a higher proportion of ghost stories are faked.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that one. Yeah, I completely get that. I think it's harder to pin down ghost sightings as opposed to UFO or UAP sightings. Yeah,
we're doing, Dennis, a very, very spooky location. A very haunted location. A location where, let's say, disasters have struck. You think it's bad that your dishwasher, your tiny pocket dishwasher,
has ruined my house.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, some of the stuff we're going to cover today will put that in perspective for you.
Where is Leap?
So you know that there is a Leap in Cork.
Yeah, we've done a couple of comedy gigs there.
Yeah, but this is actually in Offaly.
And is it pronounced the same way, do you think?
I didn't look into that. I just blindly assumed it must be.
LEAP for anyone out there who can't read.
Maybe it's leap. Maybe they do. Maybe
sure.
Awfully they call it leap. But I'm telling you, listen. Surely it's leap or lep. I mean, well, surely. Come on.
I think I'm gonna just call it lep though. Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to change now. It's too much pressure.
You can't. You're telling me that you're just wait. So which you going for the whole episode then?
I'm gonna probably go with lep. Even though I do actually think it's wrong, but I think I'll go with lep. It's just
what you think it's wrong.
Yeah, I think it's wrong, but I think that's just been in my head now, so I'm never going to change.
You think it's wrong, so you're not. So you think it's wrong, but you're going to stick with it for the whole episode.
I think I'm just going to be honest with you and say that that's going to happen.
Okay.
If you get what I mean.
Even though you fully know that you're wrong.
I mean, not that I'm personally wrong, because that sounds like I've done something wrong, like fuck up my own house and dishwasher.
No, but you were just saying that you're like, do you know what? I think it is pronounced leap in this case, but I'm going to call it lep for the whole thing because that place in Cork is also called lep.
But it's not me being stubborn, right? I think we're really.
No, I don't think you're being stubborn. I just think it's interesting that you're not like, I think this is right, so I'm going to say it this way. Instead, you say, I think I want to be wrong for the whole episode. It's just an interesting little thing to be. So I guess on the back of that then, Dennis, we'll crack on with the old lame stream narrative. Located in County Offaly, 6 kilometres from the town of Rosscray, Lep Castle was built roughly around 1250 AD by the O'Bannon clan and was originally called Liam O'Bannon or Leap of the Bannons, although it would later pass to the O'Carroll family. It was originally built on the site of a much earlier stone structure. Perhaps building upon this structure even cursed the castle in some way, as it would be destined to be intertwined with bloodshed and misery throughout its life.
That wouldn't really define it too much from just normal places in Ireland, though, would it? Especially the misery part.
What do you mean?
Well, just I think misery is intrinsically linked to everything in Ireland.
Oh, so you're telling me that you're telling me that just everywhere is cursed?
No, I don't. I don't think it's cursed. I just don't think that misery is like a good enough qualifier to say that it's haunted.
Did you hear the bloodshed part? Did you?
No, I did. I heard that, but I ignored that. So just to give us a little, give everyone else a little bit of an idea, right? Mm-hmm. So it's in Offaly, right? So let's not ignore that. What do you know about Offaly, just for our international listeners out there?
Nothing.
Absolutely
nothing.
Do you know?
I know Rosscray is there.
But that would be just from your research, I assume. Have you ever been to Offaly?
I'd say I've been through it. Would you go through it if you were getting like the air coach or the City Link from Dublin to Galway? Would you pass through Offaly, do you think?
I don't think so. I think it's two in the middle. What about any famous people from there? Wasn't there that lad who wrecked the country? He was there before. I think he's dead now. The Minister for Finance back in the day. No.
One of the Brian Cowan? Is he dead?
Oh, Brian Cowan, yeah. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. Different fella I'm thinking of. But it is him from Offaly. So Brian Cowan, he's a former Taoiseach or something.
I thought that you were leading us into this because you had a few ringers, like you knew Offaly back to forth. But in fact, you lured us in to go, I also know fuck all about Offaly.
I know nothing about it, but this is what I'm trying to point out to people. I don't know what is... Brian Cowan is the only thing I can think of. Is James Joyce from there?
I don't think so. What makes you say that?
I don't know. It's just popping into my head. 1 second, let me just do that. Where is he from?
I just would be surprised.
He's from Rathgar. So he's from Dublin. That's
what I would have guessed.
I think that's giving people enough colour of Offaly, is that we know absolutely nothing about it.
I think Offaly, it's I hope people from Offaly don't mind me saying this in 50 years' time when they do get the internet. but that when they stumble upon this podcast. But Offaly, it's your typical Midlands place, like the Midlands anywhere. You know, in America they call them the flyover states, don't they? In Offaly would be like the drive-through state.
Yeah, they're simple folk. They like eating ham.
Well, you know me. I'm from the countryside. I'm not turning my nose up at that. I'm just turning up my nose at everything else in Offaly.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
It's like what? It's just like a big basin in the centre of Ireland.
Which obviously is famous for absolutely nothing.
Except for misery and bloodshed.
Yes, and simple folk who eat ham.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Denis, right, during the succession crisis, during a succession crisis in the 1530s, the O'Carroll family, who had, if you remember, taken on the mantle of the Castle of Leap, the O'Carroll family turned brother upon brother as they fought to decide who would take ownership of the fort. This culminated in an incident when one of the brothers barged into the castle chapel as his other brother, who was a priest, was saying mass. Before the clergyman could say a word, the other brother had plunged his sword deep into his back, killing him on the spot in front of his congregation, thus christening the place the Bloody Chapel.
All right, I got a question for you, right?
Go on.
If your house was up for grabs and you have a brother.
Yes, I do.
First and foremost, if you were in a fight, would you win or
Yes.
would he win? I know you're going to say you would.
No,
win,
I would.
But
Heartily,
hands down.
Heartily, yeah. Absolutely.
What if you had weapons?
What?
And if you
Are we both getting the same weapon? Is it like symmetrical?
weapon
warfare?
of choice.
Yeah, I'm winning.
You're winning as well. What weapon would you use?
I'd pick him. And that way he's fucked.
So you'd use him as the weapon?
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that.
Can you not do that? Okay, my weapon, I choose his heart.
His heart. Okay,
There we go.
brilliant, great.
Yeah.
Great. His soul.
Get on a technicality. No, I just think I would. If my weapon might be maybe like a battle panther or something.
What the hell is a battle panther?
It's
as
like-
in like a
do you know-
He-Man type job.
Well, not quite, but you know panthers.
Yeah.
You're one of them bred for battle.
One of them with like a little seat in him.
No, I'm not on him. I've chained
What? So you're
up.
just standing back while the panther is attacking them?
You said weapon of choice. You said I could have any weapon I wanted.
Yeah, but I just thought we'd go for like a sword or a mace or something, not a ravenous panther that's going to eat him.
This is why you, my friend, you lack the imagination to win in a
This
trial by
is
combat.
this is so annoying. This is like when you ask people, like, what would you use? Nuclear bomb. It's like,
It's not
you know.
annoying. You're annoyed that I'm right.
No, I want you to give a fair fight here. You can't just pick Battle Panther.
Then I put to you, change your rules to rein me in.
All right. Well, what does
It's
he? What
on
does
you
he pick?
to legislate for me? I don't know what he picks.
Well, he's
his
your
own
brother.
man.
You might have an idea.
He's his own man.
But surely surely in picking Battle Panther, you have to be thinking, okay, well, based on what my brother will pick, I'm going to pick Battle Panther.
I'm picking
What if he comes out? What if he comes out with a Battle T-Rex? What are you going to do then?
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. They don't even exist anymore.
Okay.
You a fool. You're crazy. The specific reason why I'm picking Battle Panther is because of its versatility. Because I don't know what my brother's going to pick.
Okay, but you think that covers all bases?
Yeah, I think that you'd have to, what would you even use to fight a Battle Panther?
Nuclear bomb.
No, you can't. Go on. That's ridiculous. Do you know what? One thing I will say is I am absolutely fucked if he picks a whip and a tiny stool.
Yeah, you're screwed.
I am really fucked, yeah. Because, do you know what? This can't go out.
And if he charges money in for it as well.
Yeah, but no, I would heartily beat my brother in a succession crisis.
But it's good to know that you would get the house.
Yeah. Well, actually, neither of us are. Our eldest sister is getting it.
Oh well, yeah, but
If it comes to it.
Yeah.
If it comes to it.
I don't expect this to happen, but.
Oh no! Oh, okay. That's the difference between you and me, I guess. What about you, Dennis? What are you going to do in a succession crisis? Would you beat your brother?
I don't know really. Like if we were in our prime, I don't know. He's a stocky little fucker, like, and he is. I don't know. I also think he'd choose a really annoying weapon, just like a handgun or something. You know, I'd go in with like some sort of sword or something, just to kind of spice it up, like give the audience what they want, and he'd just have a handgun and shoot me like Indiana Jones style.
Well, to be honest, if you're going in like that, you deserve to die. If you're trying to be a showman about it.
You can pick anything you want. I mean, you're picking a battle armored panther.
Well, yeah, but I'm not being showy about it.
You're just being practical.
Yes, I am, Dennis, right? So
all right, back to wherever we are.
To move on, Dennis, right? It's no surprise then that many years later, after the incident in the Bloody Chapel with the Battle Panthers, it's no surprise then that many years later still, when the house would pass to the Darby family, they too would claim that the property was haunted, and in fact even hold seances on the property. Mildred Darby, the wife of one of the Darbys who owned the property, was herself an esteemed Gothic novelist, and many believe that it was her supernatural experiences while living in the castle which led to much of her prose.
You know what I don't understand with people who have haunted houses, right? Maybe you can explain this, right? I'm sure you will. Is if your house is haunted, what's the point in doing a seance?
What do you mean?
Like, I think that's just going to rattle the ghost even more. Like,
but maybe,
if you're going to...
Maybe you could commune with them.
Yeah, but what's going to happen? Like, do you honestly expect to sit down and go, here, look, can you keep it down after 11?
I think it's
like, what do you genuinely think is going to happen?
Well, I do think it's a bit like maybe a tenants association meeting.
What, so you think that they can sit down and actually hash things out?
Yeah, they can. I'm not going to say that they're going to stick to it. The ghosts aren't notoriously reliable or anything. But I think that it's at least worth... You might be able to say something like, listen, can you just stop moving cups? Because we've lost a lot of cups this season. So you can move tables, chairs, whatever you want. But the cups, the knocking the cups over in the night, that is driving us mad.
What do you think that the objective of these people is for this seance in this particular castle?
Oh, just rattle a few cages, roll them up.
Because sometimes in TV shows and stuff, right, which I know are incredibly accurate, is like they kind of find out who the ghost is and stuff, get a little bit of a background on the ghost, and then they can, I don't know, sort out some thing where like they can give him peace or whatever. But like, surely you're just going to come across a ghost who's just going to be like, I'm actually just doing it for the hell of it. Like, I'm not going anywhere. You can't evict one, like.
Oh, I think most of the ghosts that they find, I think you are right that they want to find out just like more information about the ghost, so that they can maybe help them pass on. But I think I don't know. Here's the thing, though. If you do a seance, we don't know how truthful ghosts are.
You don't even know if you talk to the right ghost.
Yeah, so a ghost might be there, and the ghost might go, "Oh, I'm only a little girl. I'm a little girl ghost," and he's actually a freak. He's a man ghost.
It could be like a call center you're getting as well. Like, you could just be through to some operator, not even related.
You're
to
not
that
even
ghost.
through. You're just on hold.
Yeah, you don't even get in there.
Do you know what that happens when? Do you know when you're doing a Ouija board? When you're doing a Ouija board, and when they're still only connecting you, it just keeps going around and around in a circle, and occasionally it will like spell out, your call is very important to us, and then eventually
that would take ages.
And sometimes I did a seance once, right? I was trying to get onto somebody who died in the council, and after about 25 minutes of the seance, it eventually spelled out, you can also go online. Drove me up the walls.
I think it's a disgusting act now as well, the way that on real time, like real life hold, where what they do is, when you're on hold and then you hear the kind of ringtone, and you're like, I'm in. Like it starts ringing, it goes in. Now what they do is, when they do the loop of hold, after a while they'll do the ring and then send you right back into hold again.
Really?
Yeah, disgusting behavior. I think that should be a war crime.
I haven't come across that. If I'm being honest. But Dennis, many years later still, the history of Leap Castle was not yet over. As in 1922, in response to the rise of rents in the Leap area, it was burned down during the Irish Civil War. We should be doing a bit more of that now when rent goes up a bit too high.
There wouldn't be any fucking house left.
Burn down the local castle, right?
Burn down your own house and stand outside it going, oh no.
Oh no. It would remain as a husk for years until it was bought in 1974 by an Australian historian who wished to renovate the property. It is while renovating the property that he discovered that within the basement was in fact an extensive dungeon where at one time people would have been locked away to die. During this renovation process, supposedly, get this, 3 cartloads of bones were taken from the property.
I was just about to ask you, were there any bones found? But I think that answers my question.
3 cartloads. Given this, it is no wonder that Leap Castle is commonly known as one of the most haunted places in Ireland.
As Boner Castle.
Oh my god!
All right, I got some questions for you, right, about ghosts, because I just thought of these now. If a place burns down, it's still haunted, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Still haunted.
Yeah.
If you took all of the bricks and stuff away and you built it somewhere else, is it haunted or is the land haunted?
That's a good question. I think there's potential. A brick can be haunted.
Okay.
A brick can be. So let's say a bricklayer died making the castle, and he haunted some of the bricks. If you took the bricks, I think that's they would bring the ghost with them.
That's an incredibly specific occurrence, though,
right?
To cover that.
But as actually, the reason why I think I'm so confident in that is that people often point towards the fact that you don't have as many ghosts nowadays, modern ghosts. But really, if you think about it, that's probably largely, in my scenario, due to health and safety increasing.
Oh, right. So you think that, like, out in Qatar and stuff, there's probably ghosts all over the place.
Yeah. They're actually not there. Not there, because it's too hot for ghosts. It's actually
ghosts
too
don't feel
hot
temperature. They don't feel temperature.
No, but they don't. But they like creating damp, cold places.
Oh yeah, no, ghosts definitely haunt. I've seen Indiana Jones and stuff. They definitely haunt like desert places, don't they?
There's no ghosts in Indiana Jones. What do you want about?
There's spooky stuff. The Holy Grail.
It's not a ghost. That's a religious artifact.
What, you think that's normal? You think it's just gone off milk and you just...
That's a religious artifact. It's not a ghost, Dennis.
Do you not think it's supernatural?
I think it's godly.
Doesn't one guy drink the wrong thing and like turns into a skeleton?
Yeah, but he doesn't turn into a ghost. You could do that with acid if you wanted.
You're saying there's no connection there between ghosts and...
No, I don't see any connection.
You think that's ridiculous?
Yeah, I think...
That's what you're saying. Just come out and say you think it's ridiculous.
I think it's foolish what you've said.
Foolish, of course.
I just don't see any connection with ghosts. Yeah, there's aliens in the Indiana Jones movies, but there's no ghosts.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up.
Yeah, you misspoke.
I've gotten really off curve there.
Yeah, what a silly thing for you to say. But
especially when we're doing an episode all about fucking ghosts.
Yeah.
But no, you're saying that it's not even likely in Indiana Jones.
It's not. There aren't ghosts in Indiana Jones. I'm not. Okay. Listen, I'm not going to step back on that. That would be such a funny breaking point. Listen, I'm not moving on this.
Why don't they do the podcast anymore?
But what I was going to say to you, Dennis, is I think in more often than not, areas get haunted. So it would be like the foundations of a property get haunted. If you get really haunted, it goes into the foundation, like, subsidence or something.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that there's some scenarios where if you rebuilt the property, it wouldn't be haunted in the new location. But if you build a new build on that location, it would be haunted. Yeah,
no, I completely agree with you there. I think it's based on the land. But I just wonder as well, like, it's... people say, oh, this is stupid, you can't talk about this. But then we are talking about ghosts, right? But, like, can you dig out the haunting? You might think that's stupid, but like, how far out do you have to dig the haunting? If you dug a big square bit out and you just threw that into the sea, would you get rid of the haunting?
No, I think it's an all or nothing thing.
What do you mean?
Like, as in, I think, let's say you wanted to get rid of a haunting in a property.
Yeah.
Right. And we've confirmed that the haunting is in the soil, in the foundations.
Yeah.
You would need to get all the foundations out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, as in, it's like you get all the diggers in the world, and you come in and you dig it all out, and you toss it into the sea. But like, does it exist in the space, or does it exist in the dirt and the soil? You know what I mean? Like, does it exist in that part of the world just constantly? And how far down do you dig before it's not haunted?
So I think this is confusing me. I think if it's in the bricks, they can be moved. I think if it's in the land, it can't be moved.
Do you mean it can't be moved?
I think if it's in the land, if you dug up all the land, I think the ghost wouldn't go with it.
Yeah, it's still there, so you can dig. But then,
because I think the ghost could go down and come, like hide deeper and come.
Okay, we're going to stretch it now, right? But I'm assuming that the ghost can't go.
Are we stretching it now? Are we just about to start stretching it?
I can't. No, I think I've been right on the middle of the road up until this point, right? But I'm assuming that the ghost can't move out of this cube, let's say, right, of whatever space it occupies, right? Let's say the dungeon size, that's how much it occupies, right, of this castle, let's say. If you keep digging down and digging down and digging down, eventually you will just, I don't know, reach the core of the earth or something, right? Assuming that it's like right dead center, right? Just for argument. So then the haunting has to end somewhere. So my question is like, does it exist in a space and a height and a width, and then below or above that? Because like, it doesn't exist in the sky, right? So what I'm saying is that, and I can't believe no one's ever brought this up before.
I get what you're saying.
That there's a defined space that the haunting exists in.
Yeah.
From a physics point of view, and it must have a defined height and a defined width and defined depth. I think, doesn't it? Because it has to end at some point. Like, as in, you walk away from the haunting, it ends.
Yeah.
So there must be, you must be able to draw like some sort of cube that'll tell you. So honestly, there should nearly be some sort of formula for this.
Well, so are you familiar? Are you familiar with the? I'm sure there is. It would be like do you know what it would be? It would be like a bell curve type thing, but it would be the strength of the haunting.
100%. Yes.
Right. The first variable in the equation is the strength of the haunting.
Which you'd also have serious problem measuring. But
no, that's actually quite simple. No.
How many ghosts?
Okay, strength of the haunting to the power of how many ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe the other way around, and then you multiply that by 1.5 meters.
Okay.
Right, and then you square what you get at the end.
So you get a square footage of haunting.
Yes, and then that tells you like what's the parameter here. Like you're on an episode of Grand Designs. And these two middle class couples, they wanted to take this property and make it entirely ghost free, but they haven't managed to do that. Unfortunately, they've tried to do it with all of this eco friendly bullshit, and that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the square footage of the. Okay, I think here's where I think ghosts come from. Is I think they're crossing over between two different realms. / I think sometimes particular areas get haunted. Like they like get the negative energy creates like a hole, a chasm, a schism where the other realm can seep in. So I think to a certain extent, I think you are right that there is like a specific, there is definitely a specific parameters where outside of that, like you stop feeling the haunting. But at the same time, I think it's like, I think unless it's the earlier scenario I told you with the brick and the bricklayer haunting that single brick. I think generally you're not so much digging out the haunting as you are digging through outside of the parameter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Yeah. And I think as well, if you were to develop this theory somewhere else, it's like the borders are probably shifting, probably pulsating.
Okay.
So the area is increasing and decreasing. It might not be.
It goes
defined.
with the tides, I would suspect.
It probably does. You have to.
It would, yeah.
You have to divide it by the moon.
Yeah, it's the phase of the moon. Also, put that in the equation.
I'm telling you, right? I know you won't agree with this, but we talk so much shit on this podcast. But I think that's incredible.
Out of all the days, Dennis, some days I tell you, like, you know, okay, we don't have much on this topic, so we're gonna have to chat it up. Of all the days, so much on this topic, so much.
Well, I say we will. I'll let you run after this, but before we do, right? Because some other fucker will come in and take this. What are we calling this?
The
coastal area. Ghost is too specific.
Coastal erosion. That's another thing you have to be worried about.
Yes, coastal erosion.
Coastal erosion. How far until the ghost power starts eroding? That's basically it. Okay, coastal erosion. That's it. So Denis, right? What we're going to do now, I've run you through a bit of a history of the castle. What I was thinking we do now is I have a collection of entities that are known in the in the coastal area, as we mentioned. So I'm going to talk you through the entities, and at the end I want you to tell me which one you think is the freakiest, which one would you least like to meet, and rank them if you could. So if you can keep the ranking in your mind. Okay, so chief among the inhabitants of the castle is a beast simply called It. It takes the form of a small creature about the size of a sheep, but with a ghostly, decaying face. Those who have encountered it claim it has a strong, unearthly smell of sulphur. Some people also claim that the thing is an elemental being. Right, that means like that's something that's tied to an area, tied to an area and sort of reflects, I guess, the elemental power of that particular area. But this goes back to what you were saying earlier about the seances, right? Some people claim it was an elemental being which was unearthed by Mildred Darby during her time dabbling with the occult.
Idiot! What an idiot!
I know. The thing about the occult is people always dabble in it, and it's like you shouldn't go all in or nothing. That's what I say.
I think of all the things to dabble in, that has like the biggest comeuppance.
One of the worst.
Like, I mean, she's just released Demon Sheep.
Well, get this, Dennis. She herself claimed to have had a run-in with the beast when one night, while standing alone in the gallery, she felt a hand on her shoulder, only to turn around and be met with the face of this creature. Imagine that. You turn around, hand on your shoulder, you turn around, and all of a sudden it's a sheep, and the sheep has like a decaying skull face.
Imagine if you thought it was your partner and you like turn around, but you have your eyes closed already, ready for a kiss, and then you kiss its mouldy face.
What? Would you turn around, eyes closed, ready for a kiss with your partner?
Yeah. Why not? It's polite.
It's not polite. It's mental.
Why is it mental?
You haven't even checked who's there.
Well, I'm not expecting a decaying face sheep, surely.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't know.
What do you mean you wouldn't know? You mean that you think you'd be open to that possibility?
Well, no, I'm always looking out for these things. There's no chance. I wouldn't just spin around John Wick style, plant a kiss.
I'd be like, God, it's an awful smell of eggs. Anyway.
So, Denis, right? So that's the first one. It, right? Nothing to do with the movie. I saw your face smile when I said it. You thought
I just think that the creativity for thinking of some of these names for the people thinking of it is hilarious. Just It.
I think It is quite scary.
What about Melting Face Demon?
No,
that would have been way scarier.
It or the Elemental. They're good, I think. Next, Ghost, Denis. The priest's house, as it's called, is often a flashpoint for ghostly activity, with many seeing shadows in its burnt out husk. Some even claim to see a strong man lifting a barrel up the stairs, only for the man to disappear at the top and for the barrel to come rolling back down.
It's the orangutan in Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So, what do you think of that ghost, Dennis? How are you feeling about that one?
I think you've definitely started off really strong with the like face weird sheep thing. Orangutan from Donkey Kong Country, not the scariest.
So
obviously a barrel will mangle you, though. I will give you that.
No, but think about this though, Dennis. I think just think about this, because I had a similar reaction to you, but when I really delved down deeper into it and I had more of a thought about it, I thought this is actually creepier than it seems. Imagine walking along, right, and you see the husk of the burnt out house, and you see a man maybe in slightly old timey clothes, and you're thinking, oh, he's quite strong, right? He's like dungarees on or something, and he's lifting this barrel up the stairs, right, rolling it step by step by step. And you see him, like you're looking at him, you see him wait at the top. And he maybe just rubs the sweat from his brow or something. And then at that moment, you're looking and you see him just evaporate into dust. And you see the barrel, like, pop back down all the stairs. That would freak you the shit out.
Yeah, I know, but like, I don't want to talk it down, but that's just the same as seeing someone in, I don't know, Lidl or something drop their shopping. You know, like...
What?
It's
not disappeared.
Like they go into the ice cream section and it's kind of foggy and they're gone. No. You know, like as in it's not crazy, is it?
Are you fucking with me? Like,
I'm not fucking with you. It's just that I don't think it measures up. It's just a guy dropping his shopping.
No,
equivalent.
It's not. He's a ghost. You've seen a man disappear.
Is the barrel real?
Yes. That's what's so scary about it.
So the barrel is real.
That's what's so scary, yeah, because you know then that something moved the barrel because you see the reaction. So it's like you go, your mind doesn't know how to reconcile it.
Is it the same barrel every time?
Occasionally it will break, you know.
Okay.
So
just wondering.
You have to get another one.
That's a whole ordeal in itself.
Yeah. Next one, the Red Lady is also a common sight in the castle grounds, said to be the spirit of a woman who was captured by the O'Carrolls. She is said to have killed herself in grief after her baby, who was supposedly the illegitimate child of one of the O'Carrolls, was brutally murdered by the clan. She is seen carrying a single dagger aloft in her hand, wandering the grounds, looking for revenge.
So the lad anyway with the barrel, right? He disappears. I don't know how to touch the woman being murdered and her baby. Yeah, that's obviously scary, definitely. But I'm sure with her though. Do you know what, Ray? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go out on a limb here, right?
Okay. Are you going out on a limb? I
could get cancelled.
Yeah.
I think.
Be very careful. Very careful.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I don't care. I'm going to say it, and it's staying in. I think women ghosts that identify as women, are scarier than men ghosts.
Okay.
And I don't think there's a lot of people that will argue with that.
Okay, so I think that what you're really proposing there is that the let's say the like danger statistics associated with genders in the human realm, where men obviously are more dangerous. You should be more fearful of men in terms of crime statistics. You're saying in the ghost realm they get flipped.
I'm saying more, to be honest, more of the scariness gets flipped.
Okay. I also think that there's a chance that they might be a bit more dangerous.
Potentially. We'd have to look at the ghost statistics and stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, but I definitely think that, Red Lady wandering around the place, see her and then they do like that shriek thing or whatever. That's way scarier than, let's say, the guy bringing up the barrels. Even a guy roaring as a ghost is not half as scary as especially like an older woman.
Well, I think, Dennis,
like an elderly woman is the scariest ghost.
I think you're forgetting about the sexy ghost in the other castle that we covered. Do you remember
that? Sexy ghost, was this the woman who came out of the lake?
Yeah. She came out of a lake, had a big old sword.
I'm not sure if it was ever defined by any source as the sexy ghost, was it?
I thought we agreed that she was probably quite good looking.
Yeah. I think it was just a hot day.
No, okay, maybe it's just me. But yeah, what castle was that, Dennis?
That was Curra
Chase
House Castle.
Yes. It was actually a house now that I think about it. Which in a way isn't every house a castle. No, it's not. But finally, Dennis, right, we're on to the final ghost now. Finally, or should I say ghosts? Finally, most chilling of all is the story of Finally, most chilling of all is the tale of the ghost known as the two young girls. These are the spirits of two girls often heard playing in the castle itself. They are seen running up and down the stairs or chasing each other in the halls. They are apparently called Emily and Charlotte. Emily is known to have died at the age of 11 when she tragically fell from the battlements. Nothing is known about Charlotte, although some say she walks with a limp. Many visitors have claimed to have seen the spirits, or the spirit of one of the girls, repeatedly fall from the battlements again and again, only to disappear right before hitting the ground.
See, just goes to prove my point that women are the scariest ghost gender by a mile. I have a question for you.
Go on.
What is the scariest age of a child ghost?
9.
9. Why do you say 9?
I just think 9 is scary. 11's scary as well, but I think 9 is scary.
For me, and I've thought about this, is I think it's actually about 3 years old, 3 or 4.
No,
because I think that imagine this, right? If you got an 11-year-old ghost and they come in, they can communicate some way to you. You know, like let's say they're being all scary and stuff. They can at least speak. But like if you've got a 3-year-old, 4-year-old who's like, you know, can't communicate as well, that's way scarier. Or finds it hard to communicate.
You're crazy.
Yeah, it's way scarier.
I wouldn't give a shit.
Why are you shooting that down?
I wouldn't give a shit if a toddler ghost. I'd go fuck off, right? That's what I'd say to it. I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't care.
What, you think that if a toddler ghost walked in that door there now and started like roaring and stuff, you would
I'd go fuck off.
You would bat an eyelid?
Yeah, I'd say
Get
try
real.
that somewhere else. I'm only afraid of ghosts if they can talk. If they're silent, I don't care.
I'm not saying they're silent. They're screaming and crying and going mad. They'll be saying like small stuff like.
I think that's the sort of
Roger.
Goo goo gaga. I think that's the sort of stuff that if a ghost tips over into just being annoying, I stop finding it scary.
Who says that that they're being portrayed as annoying? I'm portraying them as terrifying.
That's very annoying to me. Okay,
so you're saying so your point now is that a ghost has to reach a certain age before they become scary, because before that they're just annoying.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
With all these spirits, Dennis, it's not surprising that Leap Castle is considered one of the most haunted places in Ireland. But to this day, the true story behind these ghosts remains unexplained.
All right, you said to me you want to do a ranking of the scariest ghosts in Leap Castle. I would think we're going to have to go with the twins. Mm-hmm. They're not twins, but the two sisters. Yeah, 2 young girls, right? They're definitely going to be the scariest because they do that thing where they don't even realize they're ghosts and they're kind of laughing and stuff. Imagine that happening at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Very annoying.
Piss and shit all over the room. So that's the scariest. Then I think we're going to have to go with Red Lady. The reason I pick Red Lady over Melting Face Sheep Demon is because I find something that you mistake for being human or of this world first way scarier than something that is clearly not from this world.
Okay.
So like you're lulled into a sense of security. Like, hey, that's just a lady. She's red and she's wandering around the place. Yeah. And then you're like, oh fuck, there's worms coming out of her eyes. You know. And then I think that all the orangutan from Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, I don't really find that scary. Because it doesn't really affect you, does it? Like serious? It doesn't. Like he just does the same thing over and over again. It's not like okay, if he did that, let's say in the house and you're working in the house and you're like, oh, I need to go up and make the beds, and then a barrel comes down and crushes you, that would be obviously scary and paralyzing. Right. But other than that, I don't think he does anything.
No.
Because if you could watch him, right, if you think about it, right, if you see the guy, right, and he goes up and he does it, and then it happens again, then it happens again, then you kind of be like, okay, I'm clued into this. This is fine.
It only happens once for every person who sees it.
And that's it?
Yeah.
That's even less scary.
Oh, no. Listen, my rankings, just before we finish up, pretty much the reverse of yours. I say number one.
You don't dare put the barrel
Number
man
one,
first.
man with the barrel.
You're just being contrarian. There's no way
man
you
with the
believe
barrel,
that.
Number one. Number two is the elemental it. That's number two.
Yeah.
The woman. I'd say she. No, do you know what? Actually, next is the two young girls, because that is creepy, falling off the battlements and stuff like that. And the woman, I don't think she's going to hurt me.
Why?
Because I've never done anything to her.
I don't think she cares, man. Does she?
I'd say so. I'd talk around.
You're an O though. You're an O Sullivan.
Yeah, but I'm not an O Carol.
Yeah, but she'll just associate it with it. She'll think you're related or something. You're of the same ilk. You're dead.
I doubt it.
All right, I think that does it for this week's haunting episode. I've been Denis Len. Over there is Roger O'Sullivan, isn't it? And where can they find you?
You can find me at Roger O'Comedy on Instagram or at Roger O'Sullivan on Twitter.
Myself and Raj are going to head into the Den Files.
You never
now.
plugged yourself.
I am. I will plug myself later. So we're going to head into the Den Files there, and we're going to reveal all our secrets of the week. So you should definitely come in. And thanks to all our Patreon subscribers. And I don't really have anything else to say other than give us 5-star reviews. I'm still waiting to get to 100 5 stars on Spotify. Really need someone else to come in there.
Taking ages, lads. So I guess on the back of that, love you. Bye.